assault biking in the gym today, I felt really dumb. There is an obvious reason, I think, for this, which is that ideally I would not need such training. I would have genetics where such training would already be not necessary. In the 70s to 80s, I heard once somewhere on the internet that famous actors would train now in terms of strength, but they would not tell anyone to make others believe that this is the way they were born, which now retrospectively to a certain extent is ridiculous. But at the same time, I think it's the same motive. I don't want to be seen training. I instead want to be seen doing actually things in real life that have utility besides maintaining my health just for the sake of, well, maintaining my health or improving my health. I would rather be out in the world and take pictures and sell them, or make movies for others, or something like this. What seems to increase this feeling of dumbness is when my body then does not power my cardiovascular output so high that I would be content about my cardiovascular output. In other words, if I sit on the assault bike and I'm just already gassed out, I already have a few solutions to this, which is one, running outdoors, which has a major problem. It only engages about half of the body. There is a condition in which the heart is enlarged due to a lot of cardiovascular activity in the last couple of days. One could also call this training. A bigger heart has a bigger stroke volume. Thus, at a certain volume per minute, one needs a lower heart rate to pump all the blood through the body. In other words, the heart is stronger, which seems to be quite beneficial. So the alternatives for me are cycling, which has the same problem as running, even more so. And also in terms of posture, I think for the long term is not really ideal. In running, I need to pay attention to my posture. I need to be upright, at least more so than when biking, which forces the exact opposite, being in a hunched down position. Now, the only real alternative to assault biking, or assault biking is actually kind of the in-gym alternative to what I otherwise would do if there weren't so many constraints, which is swimming. By switching the styles in swimming, one can also possibly bypass different local muscle fatigues, which on the assault bike I cannot really do. But because my nutrition, my supplements and the rest of life is also already costing a lot of money, every time I would go to the swimming pool, I would pay additional money, and therefore I think about it. It's a cost I can potentially reduce. So assault biking in the gym does cost me less. At least it seems this way, because in the long term it might be an inferior solution compared to swimming. But swimming pools also have only certain opening times, which are not as long as gym opening time, and I also want a standardized workout window. And so I'm assault biking in the gym and then feel dumb